Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. So people are starting to wake up. They're waking up. They're slowly waking up. And that's okay because slow progress is still progress. Some people are taking it well. Some people knew that they were different and that they were thinking differently, and now they're putting two and two together. And then others are not taking it so well, but I saw these videos and wanted to show them to you, so here they are.
Nobody talks about waking up in the Matrix and then still having to deal and live inside the Matrix while believing and knowing that all of it is fake. And I'm not gonna lie, that's been one of the hardest freaking things on this journey, on this spiritual awakening and this awakening that I've been going on for the last 5 years. My health, my mental, my spiritual, everything. And it's really taxing on the system when you realize everything is fake, from the TV to the politicians to the jobs to the money to the power to the government to literally everything that's out there. It's all fake, and it's all a system rigged against us, and it's all fake. The medicine, the agriculture, the school system, literally everything is all fake. But the problem is when you wake up inside the Matrix and you understand that everything is all fake, you realize that it's all so fake and it goes so deep that you cannot still avoid it. You still have to be in the Matrix and apply and be inside of it, knowing that it's fake. Because here's the thing, you still got responsibilities, you still got bills, you still got kids to pay, you still got kids to raise, you still got food to get, you still got to do all the regular things that everybody else still has to do while knowing that it's all fake. So I don't know if you're going through this like I am, but if you are, you understand how difficult this part is to know that you have a higher soul, you have a higher power, you are part of a higher power, and you're here in this simulation or artificial matrix or whatever this thing is, and you have to participate in it because you're in it, and it stretches so deeply that you can't just step out of it because you just can't do that. I mean, I guess you could go live by yourself in isolation, out in the woods or up on a mountain or something, but that's not real life. And it's such a really weird spot to be, because like literally everything that you knew and loved and was literally like crumbles right in front of you, but then you realize that you still have to participate in the thing that you know right now is not real. And it's very difficult on my soul to do that. So if this is happening to you and you're going through this too, just know you're not alone. There's others out there like you.
I just watched a video from a Gen Xer who feels like she just woke up. How did we get here? I bought it all. I bought a house. I went in the army. I served my country. I'm disabled. I'm trying to get 100% disability because of my pain, and I don't medicate with morphine. I work every day. I have to. At one point in my life, in the not so distant future, I could afford my home with my wife, and now I have 2 roommates. Like, when only 5 people have all the money, and they just print it when they want to, and they just send it away to places that they have special interests in, because this whole world is led by evil fucking corporations that feed us fucking garbage. Come on, man. The very first, I woke up and saw it all for what the fuck it is. I fought for this shit. I believed it. I thought 9/11 was fucking real. What a fucking joke, man. You think Baltimore was fucking real? You think that bridge just collapsed like that? And the same motherfucker, and I went in the army because 9/11, the same motherfucker had an insurance policy on a bridge that randomly got blown to bits by a boat in a fucking building. Has anybody ever thought, yeah, 2 planes hit those 2 buildings, but that fucking building just collapsed with no plane hitting it? Meanwhile, passengers like me who want to fight for America take a fucking terrorist out. It was bought by a fucking corporation to do this in the beginning. They crash somewhere else. Maybe that plane was supposed to hit that fucking building and they could explain that one away. What has happened to our fucking country? My friend just told me that his good friend is down in Panama. He's like an ex-CIA SF guy, and he's watching people show up in hundreds and hundreds because there's no passport or immigration rules in Ecuador or some shit like that, and they walk the Darien all the way here, man. This is designed. It is like a fire sale right now. They are fucking printing money, and our whole money system is built on debt. It's a joke. It's the world's greatest Ponzi scheme that they have convinced the masses to just do whatever the fuck they say. I'm a woke motherfucker now, dude. And I am Gen X. And I played in the streets until the fucking lights came on or it was dark. And if you weren't home, they were coming for your ass. And they knew where you were. I never had a phone. The internet came about and I was like, fuck that shit. I resisted computers. I just went to work and exchanged my time for money that they took in tax 50% of and sent it elsewhere for evil designs. People, we somehow have remained politically silent, being okay with our little bubbles that we create. I think that's what Gen X does, is create bubbles that make it okay to live. And what we're seeing as part of this waking up is the fact that we can't live in that bubble anymore, and this is why. I'm so fucking fired up. This poor lady has worked her whole life. And her and her husband just admit to the whole world on TikTok that they can't pay their fucking bills. I say we boycott them, and I say we hit them where it hurts. I want everybody that sees this to follow Cancel My Clothing subscription or some shit like that. It's the guy on the internet. He's getting real famous, and he's putting graphs on his website of who owns everything. And it's the same fucking people. Wise up. The only way that we can take control is to not give them our money. Spend your money at the local market, whatever money you have left. Grow a garden. Collect rainwater. Build a fucking generator. Take out a credit card to do it if you have to, and quit fucking paying the credit card. Because it's a joke. But get independent, people. It's a movement. And if they can't control us, walk away. Walk away from the system. I hate it. There's only a few places free in the world, and I'm in Alaska. And I'm not in everybody's bubble right now. I'm in my own, but I feel it because of this fucking app. I've only been on TikTok a week. This is my second fucking video, and I'm fired the fuck up, people. Wake up. Do the right thing. Fight the corporations who own our politicians. Do not let them divide us. We are the same thing. We're all people trying to be okay, trying to survive. We're not trying to be greedy. We're trying to work for an honest living. That's what we thought our whole lives. That's what we were supposed to do. Exchange our time for money. We just don't want it taxed anymore, motherfucker. Okay? We want to be able to afford our bubble. And we'll go back in that fucking bubble when Gen X fixes this shit. I don't know what we got to do, but I'm on board. Thank you.
Watching his video brought back so many emotions because I remember this exact moment when I came to the realization that everything we know, everything we thought we knew is a lie. But just imagine, I was only 9 years old when I came to that realization. So being one of the only people in my inner circle, in my family, that knew everything we knew was a lie. They wasn't trying to hear me. They wasn't listening to me. I was like crazy. So what we're witnessing right now, especially amongst the collective, is phase one. Phase one is like the emotional state where you just like can't believe this shit. Like you can't believe you going through this. Phase two, you kind of shake it off and you kind of just embrace everything. But phase three is when you start not giving a fuck. I'm in phase three for sure because I don't give a fuck. Once you open your eyes, you cannot go back to being asleep. And I'm going to be honest, sometimes you're going to wish you would have never opened your eyes because the truth is always stranger than the lie. Everything is going to be revealed. And I'm not just talking about the fallen stars or the stars in Hollywood. I'm talking about everything that we were ever taught and told is going to be flipped upside down. See, but their biggest fear is coming true right now. Up until now, Gen X has been like the stubborn ones, set in their ways because they were raised by the older generation. But then came the millennials like myself, and we bucked against the system a little bit more. But you know who giving them hell right now? Gen Z. See, Gen Z surpassed phase one and went straight to phase three because they don't care at all. It took many of you 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years to get. They came out knowing. This is why you see so many people talking about they're lazy, they don't want to work, they don't want to go to school. No, they're just hip to the bullshit. Remember when I said phase three, you really don't give a fuck? Also, in that phase, you start to realize this is a war, but a war on our minds. And remember, they always told us knowledge is power, but they never realized that we would actually gain the knowledge. I want to go in depth on so many of the points that he touched on, But unfortunately, TikTok already got me once and banned my original page. So until I build my supporters back up, I'm going to keep it light. With that being said, stay strong. I'm proud of all of y'all that's opening your eyes. It's not an easy task, but being aware is definitely worth more than anything. Now we rise, y'all. Peace, love, and gratitude for watching.
Not only is it all fake, is it all lies, but it's all demonic too. And I think that is I know that is the base or the core of why everything is fake, why we've been lied to, why we're being indoctrinated. It's because of the demonic forces. And the second clip, the guy in the second clip, he mentions about a video, and I don't know what the person's name is, but I'm going to have to find it because I actually want to do a video on this. But this guy breaks all the way down the corporations. You know, like when you go into a store and you buy something, you know, a case of soda, Coca-Cola or something like that. And he breaks it down to where that money goes to, you know, who owns Coca-Cola. So let's say the person, you know, who owns Coca-Cola is Corporation A. Then if he breaks it all the way down to who owns Corporation A, well, it's Corporation B. And then who owns Corporation B? Well, it's Corporation C. And then it's like multiple businesses and corporations, and where they're all owning each other and making money off of each other. I mean, it's crazy, but I'm gonna have to do that video. I wanted to do that video because I saw it maybe about a month ago, and I was like, this is crazy, this is insane. But dude was crashing out in that second one, like you can see, and this is just him just finding out about what's real, what's not, you know. And he perfectly stated it's like a Ponzi scheme. That's pretty much what it is. And I saw some videos earlier today where people were saying that being a homeowner was a scam. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, it is. Of course it is. I knew this like a long time ago. I knew this at a young age, and I don't even know why I knew that. But a Ponzi scheme is perfect. That's a perfect description of what's going on in America and in the world, really, you know what I'm saying? Because you got all of the worker bees at the bottom. They don't realize that they're the worker bees for the ones at the top, you know, but, you know, and then of course those that do know. But it's a crazy spiritual awakening. And once your eyes are opened, there's no going back. You ever been to, like, you got invited to a party and you go because you want to show support to your friend or whoever, and everybody's having a good time, and you're just sitting back there and you're trying to have a good time, but in the back of your head you're thinking about that $257 bill that you got to pay, you know what I'm saying, and you don't know how you're going to pay it, so you're smiling on the outside and you're going through the motions and you're having fun and all of that, but in the back of your head you're wanting to cry because you're like, if I don't pay this bill, you know, they're going to come for me or something, you know, something crazy, right? So you can't really enjoy it because you have reality in the back of your head. That's kind of what it feels like when your eyes are opened, like when you start that awakening, and you don't even realize this. A lot of times it just happens. People may even accidentally fall into it. They look up a video and they're like, what the heck is this? And they start researching, and then they go further and further into the rabbit hole. Now their eyes are just like, oh my gosh. I mean, and once you find the information out, there's no going back. You start to see it everywhere. It's everywhere and in your face. So anyway, just wanted to give y'all some little seeds that I wanted to plant. Let me know in the comments what y'all think, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.